welcome to the Dray Way. You are where you should be. This is the hottest news show. This is where you're going to get all the information. Yeah, you heard me. It's the hottest news show because we talk about the truth here. That's right. You're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me. And today we have an amazing show. So you showed up at the perfect time. So let's get started. Let's go. Welcome to the Dray Way, everybody. Thanks you so much for hitting the subscribe button. If you're going to come by and hang out with me for a little while, hit the subscribe button. I want you guys checking me out every day because we have a lot of stuff that we need to talk about and that we need to go through because red states are crashing. And I mean in every conceivable way, red states are crashing. Have you seen the nonsense going on in Texas? Have you seen the nonsense going on in Florida? I mean, when you think of the king of red states, you think of Texas and Florida, and they're a total disaster. And I say they're a total disaster because the leadership between DeSantis and this awful guy Abbott, I cannot say enough bad things about Abbott. I mean, the reports are starting to come out that Abbott instructed people, officers, to push people that are trying to survive the Rio River and a crossing, just to push them back in the river. I mean, this guy is just the worst of the worst. I mean, believe me, it makes me want to push him in the river and see how he does. But to imagine that he literally gave that order just to push people back in the river, what a disgusting human being. But both of them are just terrible, and they're terrible for their states because both states have all kinds of damage being done. I mean, these hurricanes and storms and tornadoes are doing significant damage, and they're just not into fixing any of it. Florida, the whole west coast of Florida that got hit by hurricane. Do you think there's been huge progress on the west coast of Florida? Ask people that live there. They're like, no, there has been no progress. Ask the people of Cape Coral how things are going. Ask them in that area of Florida how things are, how the Florida response has been. And this is the part I don't understand. The federal government is like, yeah, let states handle it. Like the states, when a huge storm hits, when there is massive damage, you think for 1 minute that a state can handle that? I was down in Florida when Andrew hit. Let me tell you something. Andrew was just different. Andrew was different because it took everything. I mean, I've been through a lot of hurricanes. I've never seen a hurricane that just took everything. I mean, literally when you went to look around and stuff like that, there was foundations sometimes. Sometimes the hurricane took the driveway and the foundation. I'd never seen anything like it. And there are areas down in the Miami area, especially the south, very south Miami area, that have never recovered, that to this day aren't back. You can see remnants of that storm still today. And that's because the states simply don't have the resources. Texas doesn't have the resources. Florida, as big as they are, they don't have the resources to handle huge, massive storms. They just don't have it. And now you've got two people in charge that are Republicans that just don't care. They don't care. And I've said this before, I'll say this again. If you're an insurance company and you're looking out paying billions of dollars in damage, why would you do that when you can just go to the government, when you can just go to the government office, when you can just go to the legislature in the state and pass around a few $100,000? Oh, you need some money for your next reelection? Here's a few $100,000. Oh, you need some money for here's a few $100,000. And Insurance companies don't mind passing out checks for a few $100,000. What they mind is passing out checks for billions. And because these insurance companies have bought the government in the state of Texas and Florida, you're at risk. I'm telling you right now, if you live in Texas and Florida and you think you have insurance, good luck. Good luck. You're rolling the dice, because in all likelihood, that insurance company is going to tell you, the line 37, page 27, paragraph, 37. If the wind is blowing the wrong direction and your house is damaged, you're not covered. You're not covered. So we're not covering you. And you'll say, well, I'll take it to the state. They paid for the state. They paid for those officials. So you're going to get nothing. So I don't think people that live in Texas and Florida really understand what's going on. Your government doesn't give a damn about you. They don't care. They just want to get reelected. But as far as actually doing something for the state to make the state better, that's not on their agenda. Right now, for example, Texas is spending billions of dollars at the border, but you're having, dozens and dozens of people drown on a river because you won't put up a few sirens. Make it make sense, folks, because it makes absolutely no sense to me. Absolutely none. But in the meantime, the Houston market, the Dallas market, the Austin market, completely crashing from a real estate standpoint. I mean, just flat out crashing. And my buddy that does foreclosures in the Dallas area says, Drayton, I'm so busy, I don't even know what to do. I have a stack of foreclosures on my desk, almost a foot high. He said it's like unlike anything I've seen. And they just keep piling up. Yeah, no one's talking about it. But the foreclosures in the Texas area, soaring. Florida is its own disaster. Florida can't take care of itself from its previous hurricanes. They've had previous hurricanes. You can see all the damage. In areas of St. Pete, they still haven't picked up all the garbage from the last hurricane. How long ago was that? And there's still garbage in the streets from that hurricane. How does that make sense to anybody? But we're just going to pretend. I mean, Tampa area, Tampa real estate, crashing. Miami real estate, crashing. All along Cape Coral, Punta Gorda, crashing. It is crashing in the red states, folks. The red states are doing horrible, and it's going to get worse. Because now all these Airbnbs that aren't making money, they're coming to market now. Yeah, they're coming to market like crazy. Because investors just want to get out. Investors just want to get their money and get out of this situation. So red states right now, primarily Texas and Florida, stay away. They are going to go through the worst. The next 3 years is going to be just horrible for Texas and Florida. So stay out of those states if you can. Let me know what you guys think. Welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. We have a lot more to talk about, so don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. It appears some of the MAGA have had enough. Donald Trump was supposed to clear the swamp. He was supposed to expose the Hollywood types and the rich people and expose them for their dirty secret with Jeffrey Epstein. But of course, Donald Trump was heavily involved with Jeffrey Epstein. The two of them were best friends for 15 years. So if you think for 1 minute Donald Trump is going to put out the records showing just how involved he was with a pedophile, that's not happening. That's not happening. And you were lied to again, And that's what Donald Trump just does with everybody. He just lies and does whatever he wants to do. But, the unfortunate part is for the last 10 years, we've had to watch you guys, doesn't matter what he does, you guys make an excuse for this pathetic man. I mean, just a pathetic human being. And here, once again, he's going, I'm not giving you the Epstein files. I'm closing the whole thing out. Everything I talked about, that was a lie. And here, hold this. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing to you, right to your face. Is telling you, yeah, that whole Jeffrey Epstein, yeah, I'm closing the thing out. Yeah, I'm not gonna expose anymore because I would be exposing myself. Duh. So why do you think he's closing it down? And some of you are upset, but you'll fall back in line. You always do. It doesn't matter what this man does. It doesn't matter that he just spit in your face and did it laughing at you. You'll wipe it off and just keep smiling because he has spat in your face over and over and over again. To the fact of, literally, have you Republicans thought about this? You pay taxes, a lot of taxes, a lot. What do you get for it? See, in other countries, they get stuff, because it's a collective and they pool the money together and it's distributed fairly. You pay a ton of taxes and you get diddly shit. You don't get anything. You get nothing. And you keep paying taxes and paying taxes. You even vote for Republicans that come in and say, you know what, you're going to pay higher taxes. We're going to give tax breaks to the rich. And oh, by the way, the food programs and the Medicaid, we're going to take that from you. Yeah. And you still vote for it. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me why you like getting taxed and getting nothing. I mean nothing for it. Why? Why do you pay all these taxes and accept getting nothing for it? Because in other countries around the world, they get things like health care and child care and time off to be with their child. And yeah, they get all kinds of things. What do you get? Nothing. You get a Republican Party that's going to take more from you. And you sign up for this. You sit there and go, I'm going to vote for them again so they can come back and take more from me. Come on, man, make it make sense. Make it make sense, because the rest of us are tired of it. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of it. That's why I turned 62. I'm going to be 62 in October. So in 2 months, I turned 62. Am I taking my Social Security? You better believe I am. Oh, absolutely. I'm taking my Social. Do you think I'm going to wait? No, give me my money now. Give me my money now. Because I've been putting money into that thing since I was 7 years old. So yeah, give me my money. I'm not waiting anymore. Not the way the government has been. And, if you guys keep voting in these Republicans, they might take away our Social Security. Who knows? Because they just keep taking stuff and you guys keep voting them in. And I don't understand it. I don't understand how you claim to be a Republican. A Republican for what? So they can come take more from you? Because they don't give you anything. Nothing. And when I'm using the word give, but it's not like we don't pay for it. We pay for it in all the taxes we pay. Good Lord, we pay taxes when we buy things, sell things. We pay tax on tax on tax on tax. And do I want some stuff free? Yes. Yes, I want some things because I pay all those taxes. So yes, I want some things. And the fact that you don't is weird. Yeah, it's weird. You want to pay taxes but get nothing for it. Yeah, not me. Not me. And not other people around the world. Yeah, they get things like healthcare. Yeah. Let me know what you think. I know I'm just bitching, right? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm so close to 40,000. Help me get there. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 of the Dray Way coming up next. Oh, I'm tired of seeing these shows. I'm tired of hearing these people. I'm tired of saying, oh, Democrats got to fight. The problem with Democrats is we think that being righteous and being truthful is always the answer. And Republicans have learned that cheating and being dishonest in politics is beneficial. So, you sit there and you go, wait a minute, we're being honest. We want everyone to vote. Well, of course you want everyone to vote. Because if everybody voted, Republicans lose. So Republicans have figured out, we better cheat. We better do things to make it as difficult as possible to vote. And we don't even want everyone voting. We don't want colored people voting. We don't want women voting because a lot of women, they're liberal. They're not even conservative. The only women that are conservative are the ugly bitches. Yeah, ugly bitches are conservatives. No doubt about it. If you ever notice, if you ever see a conservative woman, yeah, she's an ugly bitch. I'm just saying. It might be just my experience, but it's been my experience that, yeah, they're just nasty people. So where does that leave us? That leaves us that we don't have to cheat, but we got to be aggressive. We have to start making sure that people understand the truth and hear the truth. I don't want to hear anymore because anymore. Anytime we have a Democratic woman that starts to head to the top, she's the worst thing ever. Nancy Pelosi was the worst thing ever. Hillary Clinton is the worst thing ever. And now that AOC is starting to make her climb, she's the worst thing ever. It's just the Republican playbook over and over and over again. Yes, every woman is terrible, especially if she's a Democrat. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, the worst of the worst. Nothing's worse than Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi. Oh, yeah, well, wait a minute. Now here's AOC. She's the worst thing ever. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. But, the thing we have to do is just say, no, you're not gonna sell me that Gavin Newsom isn't sharp, intelligent, looks the part of the president 10 times more than the oaf we have in there now, than the guy that poops a diaper fat and paints himself orange. You can't think that's the answer. I don't want to hear that Gavin Newsom's not this, he's not that. When you compare him to who the president is now, the fat orange guy that can't complete a sentence, that literally, if you read the transcript of what he says, you look at it and go, what the F? Because it's just jarbled nonsense. So I don't want to hear anything that Gavin Newsom's not this or that. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. He has more experience in his little pinky than Donald Trump has in his whole body. So let's move beyond that. That's the Dray Way for today. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I want to know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. You guys always have the best comments. You guys are always the best. Thanks for stopping by the Dray Way. Don't forget there's a new Dray Way each and every day. Hit the subscribe button and come party with me every day. We'll have fun. Stop by. And if you have a show idea or you want to hear something more about a particular subject, just let me know. In the meantime, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Dray Way. Have a great day, everybody.